If you're over 60 and you've ever looked down at your hands and noticed they won't stay still, this is something you should not ignore. Many people brush it off and say it's just age or nerves or tiredness, but hand tremors are often your body's quiet way of asking for attention. They usually don't start with pain, and they don't arrive suddenly like an emergency, which is why so many people ignore them. But the truth is, trembling hands are often one of the earliest signals that something deeper is changing inside the nervous system. As we get older, the communication between the brain, nerves, and muscles naturally slows down. Signals that were once smooth and precise can become slightly delayed or distorted. When a message from the brain reaches the muscles at the wrong time or with the wrong intensity, the muscles don't relax and contract smoothly. This creates small, repetitive movements that we recognize as tremors. The hand are usually the first place this shows up because the fingers and wrists rely on extremely fine nerve control. Many seniors notice this when holding a cup, writing with a pen, or trying to button a shirt. The movement isn't strong, but it's noticeable, and it can be frustrating or even embarrassing. What's important to understand is that this doesn't automatically mean a serious neurological disease. In fact, most hand tremors after 60 are linked to everyday factors like blood sugar changes, stress, nutrient deficiencies, and nervous system overstimulation. One very common trigger is unstable blood sugar. As the body ages, it becomes less efficient at regulating glucose. Even mild fluctuations can irritate the nerves. When nerves are irritated, they fire signals too frequently or at the wrong time. This often causes tremors, especially in the hands. That's why some people notice their hands shake more in the morning, between meals, or after consuming caffeine or sugary foods. Stress is another major contributor. Stress doesn't just affect the mind. It directly impacts the nervous system. When stress hormones remain elevated for long periods, the nerves stay in a constant state of alert. This overactivation can cause muscles to twitch or tremble even when the body is at rest. In older adults, the nervous system is less resilient, so it reacts more strongly to stress than it did in younger years. Nutrient deficiencies also play a critical role. Magnesium, potassium, and vitamin B12 are essential for proper nerve and muscle function. When these nutrients are low, nerve signals become erratic. This doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, which is why tremors often seem to appear out of nowhere. In reality, the body has been compensating for months or even years. Another important point many people misunderstand is the difference between normal age-related tremors and serious neurological conditions. Not all tremors are Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's follows specific patterns, often starting on one side and appearing mainly at rest. Many age-related tremors are symmetrical, fluctuate throughout the day, and improve with simple lifestyle adjustments. Fear causes people to panic, and panic makes symptoms worse. It's also important to pay attention to when the tremor happens. Does it occur when your hands are relaxed, or only when you're using them? Does it worsen after coffee, poor sleep, or emotional stress? These details matter because they reveal whether the tremor is driven by overstimulation rather than degeneration. The body gives clues before it gives diagnoses. Sleep plays a bigger role than most people realize. Poor or fragmented sleep disrupts the brain's ability to regulate motor control. When the brain doesn't fully rest, nerve signals become noisy and uncoordinated. This often shows up as tremors the following day. Many seniors underestimate how much quality sleep affects their nervous system. The key message here is simple but powerful. Hand tremors are not something to panic about, but they are also not something to ignore. They are a warning sign, not a final verdict. They're the body saying it needs support, balance, and calm. When addressed early, tremors can often be reduced significantly, sometimes even reversed without aggressive treatments. Understanding this changes everything. Instead of fear, you gain clarity. Instead of helplessness, you gain control. The body is not broken. It is communicating. And once you learn how to respond correctly, the nervous system often responds surprisingly well. Once you understand why hand tremors happen, the next step is knowing what actually helps. The goal is not to fight the body, but to calm it. Tremors thrive in an overstimulated nervous system. The more signals firing at once, the less control the muscles have. This is why the most effective strategies focus on stability rather than force. One of the simplest and most powerful tools is controlled breathing. Slow, deep breathing sends a direct message to the nervous system that there is no immediate threat. This activates the calming branch of the nervous system, which helps reduce unnecessary muscle activity. Just a few minutes of slow breathing each day can noticeably reduce tremor intensity over time. Blood sugar stability is another critical factor. Long gaps between meals, excessive caffeine, or high-sugar foods can all trigger tremors. Seniors do better with steady fuel. Balanced meals that include protein, healthy fats, and fiber help keep nerve signals stable. Many people are surprised to find that their tremors improve simply by eating more consistently and reducing stimulants. Restoring key nutrients is also essential. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation, while B vitamins help maintain healthy nerve communication. These nutrients act like insulation on electrical wires. When insulation is weak, signals leak and become chaotic. Improving nutrient intake helps restore signal clarity, which directly improves motor control. Gentle movement can also retrain the nervous system. Slow hand exercises, light squeezing motions, and controlled wrist movements help the brain relearn precision. This isn't about strength. It's about coordination. When movements are slow and intentional, the brain creates new, more stable pathways. Over time, this reduces involuntary movement. Sleep quality cannot be ignored. A rested brain sends cleaner signals. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule, reducing screen exposure before bed, and creating a calm nighttime routine can dramatically improve nervous system stability. Many tremors worsen simply because the brain is exhausted. One mistake many people make is immediately seeking medication without addressing lifestyle factors. Medication can sometimes reduce symptoms, but it rarely fixes the underlying cause. In many cases, improving stress levels, nutrition, sleep, and blood sugar control leads to better long-term results than relying solely on pills. Another overlooked factor is emotional response. Fear tightens the nervous system. When people become hyper-aware of their tremor, they unintentionally increase it. Calm acceptance combined with proactive care creates a positive feedback loop. The more relaxed you are, the more stable your movements become. It's also important to understand that improvement is gradual. The nervous system heals slowly. Expecting instant results creates frustration. Small improvements over weeks are far more meaningful than sudden changes. Consistency matters more than intensity. Hand tremors after 60 do not define your future. They are not a sentence. They are information. When you listen instead of panic, the body often responds with improvement. Many seniors regain confidence in daily tasks simply by making small, steady changes. The most important takeaway is this: your body is not working against you. It is working for you. Tremors are not the enemy. They are a signal. And when you respond with understanding, patience, and support, that signal often fades.